In 2005, Andrea Corrie's son James Clark went missing after enjoying a night out with friends in Kingston upon Thames. Tragically, after 3 agonising days, Andrea finally heard the news that every mother dreads. James's body had been found in the River Thames.
I had a desperate need to go there the day after James was found to see the place where he spent his last few moments. And I was so horrified at what I saw, I vowed then and there that I would do something to change that, to make it safer, so that no one else had to go through what we went through. I approached Kingston Council some weeks later after James's funeral, and we worked with them for 3 years to put a lot of changes in place there. The RNLI got in contact with me after my book was published in 2014, and I wrote describing our campaign and also how it is to learn to live with the traumatic loss of your child. And they contacted me to say that they were aware of the work that we'd done at Kingston and that it was viewed in a very positive light for drowning prevention.
Despite her own grief, Andrea has shown great courage in sharing her story and helping others to come to terms with bereavement, as well as helping to prevent similar tragedies.
What Andrea did after the tragic loss of her son in 2005 is she worked very hard to try and improve the safety along the riverbank here. And in fact, I'm leaning against one of the initiatives. The council put up these stainless steel barriers afterwards, and it's fair to say that there are people walking around today who have got Andrea to thank, but they don't know it.
The whole area is lighter and brighter and safer than it was. What I've found very interesting since I've been working with the RNLIs is that there's a shift in their remit, so that they're not seen primarily and solely as an organisation that saves lives, but they're moving into an area where they're increasing awareness of what can be done for drowning prevention.
We're collaborating with lots of other partners, mostly the other emergency services, but also inviting people like the Kingston University here, who's got a student body of 28,000 students. They're exactly the demographic that we're looking to try and protect. But we're working with the councils as well. The councils host a river safety forum, which we created a few years ago, and in that forum we're able to talk about what the problems are, what the solutions are, and very often somebody will put their hands up and say, I can help with that.
They've installed throw lines there which have actually been used, so we already know that lives have been saved since those changes were put in place.
I know statistically that here we've had 1 fatality in the last 2 or 3 years. We had 5 each year before that.
Using a real case study has been hugely beneficial to the RNLI safety team.
By allowing us to use James's story, it's really improved the reach of the campaign and got our important safety messages out to more people. And specifically around letting us use James's story on the pint glass and helping us write it herself has really added an emotional element to the Respect the Water campaign, and I can't thank her enough.
I know that James would be very proud of what we've achieved in the light of his loss, and I am reminded of the starfish story. It's about a man who's walking along the beach early in the morning, and in the distance he can see a young man who he thinks is dancing to greet the day. And as the man gets closer, he realises that the young man is picking up starfish and throwing them back into the water. And he says, "Young man, why are you doing that?" And the man says, "I'm doing it because the starfish will dry out when the tide goes out and they'll all die." And the older man says, "But there are thousands of starfish on this stretch of beach. You can't possibly make a difference to all of them." And the young man bent down and he picked up one more starfish and threw it in and turned to the older man and said, "Well, I made a difference with that one." And I think making a difference isn't necessarily about massive worldwide things. It's about making a difference as an individual, and everything that I do in my grief work is in honour of James's memory.